Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another wonderful Aquarium Online Academy. My name is Jen, and joining me in an invisible manner is my colleague Sarai, who's going to be showcasing all the different things right behind. She's waving hello to say hello to you all. All right, friends, I am so excited because today we're going to be talking all about sharks. And believe it or not, behind me is actual live footage of our shark lagoon. I'm going to step off the screen for a little bit just to give you a nice view of all of our sharks here. Now, if you're like me and you're really excited to talk about sharks, we would love to be able to hear from you. You can go on ahead and reach us if you happen to be watching on Friday, January 17th at 10 a.m. You're welcome to go on ahead and text us right down here, 562-286-1838. But if you're watching anytime other than now, you can go on ahead and email us at live@lbaop.org. All right, so let's go on ahead and just take a look at our wonderful Shark Lagoon here. It's actually one of my favorite times to watch Shark Lagoon because in the mornings, the way the sunlight hits is usually quite lovely. I would say probably a little lovelier during the summertime with the path of the sun, but during the winter, not too bad either. I love that natural light. All right, so friends and fellow shark scientists that you are all today, we are going to be making lots of observations of these beautiful sharky animals. Now, what do I mean when I'm talking about that word observation? Any thoughts on what that word might mean? Well, today we are going to be exploring with our eyes. So we're going to get a chance just to be able to notice things by looking at them. And for me, I noticed that there's a shark that I didn't see earlier that's right down there. And it's even smiling. I think I'd be smiling too if I was resting at the bottom of the ocean, just enjoying the warm water that is Shark Lagoon right here. Now, friends, if you'd like to make observations, feel free to turn and talk to a neighbor, maybe your pet cat, or a bird, or maybe just an invisible friend about what are some things that you're noticing. We would also love to hear from you too. So you're welcome to text in any observations that you would like to 562-286-1838. And it doesn't always have to be about the sharks either. It could be things that you are noticing around around the sharks. Like for me, one thing that I'm noticing, an observation that I'm making with my eyes, is that I am seeing lots of different colors. Are you also seeing lots of different colors too? So, what colors are you noticing? For me, I'm noticing lots of kind of like greens. Are you seeing that too? Like right behind me, that's kind of green. I'm seeing green on these pretend corals that we have right here. I'm seeing yellow as another color down here too. And I'm also noticing a lot of different shapes too. There's a lot of circles. There's a lot of rough areas. Just a lot that's kind of going on here. Now, are we only seeing sharks in this habitat? In this home for our animals? I think I'm actually seeing a stingray move right back there. So it's kind of like a cousin to a shark. We almost like to think of them as kind of like pancake sharks where they're really flat and they kind of move along. Do you see any other kind of animals in here that's different than sharks? If you're saying fish, yes, we have some going right on by along with our sharks right there. So we have fish friends that also live with our sharks. It's pretty cool, huh? So here we have a nice little home for all of our animals in Shark Lagoon. Now, friends, we had a chance to look at all the different animals, and we have a pretty good idea of which ones are sharks, right? All of these are going to be some sharks. But how do we know it's a shark? Like, what makes a shark a shark? Any guesses? Well, let's think about that for a little while. Take a minute about what makes a shark a shark. Well, let's go on ahead and let's explore that all together. maybe I can go on ahead and have Soraya pull up a random shark picture. I wonder if she chooses. Ah, one of my favorites. Here we have a white shark right here. Definitely pretty cool. I love their eyes. I think their eyes are just really cute. And that smile. How could you not love that smile? It's one of my favorites. And so here we have, like when a lot of times people think of a shark, maybe this great white shark is what kind of comes to mind that we have right here. And I just want you to soak in this shark and see and really kind of think about, what do you notice on this shark? Because friends, we are going to be drawing a shark together. Sometimes drawing helps me to remember things. Maybe it helps you to remember things too. It also helps for me to be able to explore as well. So I'm really excited to be able to explore with all of you. So let's go on over to my document camera where we're going to get a chance to draw a shark. Ready? Okie dokie, friends. So here I am. Hello. And I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to draw my shark body. It's kind of a cross between a lemon and a potato to start us off. But if we go and we look at this, does this quite look like a shark yet? No, right? It still looks like that lemon or potato. So we have to add some different features to make it look more like a shark. So earlier on, we said I really liked its eye. So I'll add a little shark eye right there. We'll make that the front of its body. And then I really liked the smile. So I'm going to go on ahead and erase a little bit. And I'm going to make a nice little smile right here for my little potato or lemon shark that we have. Now it had a toothy grin, so it had lots of beautiful teeth. So I'm going to add that in too. And then, what else did you notice about the shark? Were there any features that really stood out to you? Whoa! For a second there, I thought that was my picture, but it's a whole shark. Ha ha ha. I'm kidding. My drawing does not match this. But we go on ahead and we look at this. We have our eyeball. Boop. We have our beautiful toothy grin right here. What else can we go on ahead and maybe add on to our shark? We'd love to hear from you if you're watching. That way you can kind of draw along. And also, if you just want to ask a shark question, you're welcome to do that too. We're always happy to answer any question that you might have, because who knows, what we talk about can be very inspiring. I'll also take potato questions if you have questions about potatoes. But here, right, we're still missing a few parts. But I think I have some ideas to what we could add next. How about some fins? I definitely saw a tall fin on top of our shark there, and also some side fins. So let's go on ahead and add those in too. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to move my shark down a little bit, and I'm going to add that top fin right there. Alright, so if you want to go on ahead and make that top fin with me, right on top of your head, very nice, right? This is the top fin that helps our shark to make sure that it stays very straight in the water. If it didn't have that top fin right there, it would just roll around. And so we want to make sure that it has that top fin to be able to stay straight. All right. Next thing that we're going to be doing is adding that side fin right there. So, boop, boop. There we go. Mine has a really big one. All right. Right. So, another fin that our shark has actually, which we didn't get a chance to see, but that's okay, because we're going to be looking at a lot of sharks today. Friends, did you know that there's actually over 400 different kinds of sharks out in the world? So what we're drawing here is just our own version of a shark, and that's totally a-okay. All right, I'll move this fin down just a little bit. There we go. And now we have kind of like the tail fin as well. Now, Sarai, could you take us back to Shark Lagoon, please? Thank you so much. All right, so friends, here we are back at Shark Lagoon. And I'd love for us to use our eyes to be able to see, how does this shark swim? Which fins does it use? Does it use those side fins? You can make them with me. Right, those side fins. Or does it use that back tail fin? So you can make a tail fin with me and move that around. Very nice, friends. So which one does it use? Does it use the side fins or that back fin to move? Ooh, that was a nice example, wasn't it? Here it comes again. The side fins or that back fin to move? It's the back fin, right? So it uses that tail to be able to move back and forth. But what about these side fins? What do you notice how the sharks are using them? Maybe I'll step off the screen so we can see the shark swim a little bit more. Ooh, I think Soraya actually has a really fun swim video for us on lots of different sharks. Woohoo! This is pretty cool. So like I mentioned, there's over 4 different kinds of sharks in the ocean, and we're able to see some different kinds are swimming around. But you know what? Even though there are so many different kinds, they pretty much all swim using the same kind of fins. Whoa, look at that bite right there. That was pretty cool. Bonus, we get to see some eat. Incredible. Wow, look at that white shark. Beautiful jaws. Wow. Incredible animals, right? So we're able to kind of see a little bit about how they swim, and especially with that last one, the polka dotted one, that zebra shark, we're really able to see it use those side fins to glide and give direction. Kind of like how a plane. So if you want to make little fins with me and move around like sharks, right? That's how they move. They're able to use those side fins for direction and that back tail fin to help them to move. So if we go back to our camera now, right, we have that top fin that helps them to stay straight. We have that side fin that helps them to be able to steer like a plane, and then we also have our tail fin right here that helps it to be able to move back and forth. But there's some other features on our shark that make it a little sharky. We're almost there. But they also have to be able to breathe. So our sharks have what we like to call gills. And those gills are kind of like our lungs that breathe in air to help us breathe. But in the ocean, right, they don't live in air like we do. They are in water. And so they have gills that help them to be able to breathe instead. And most sharks have 5 gills. So I went ahead and put that there. Now, other sharks might have extra fins, boop, boop, on top or bottom, but all sharks are a little bit different. So here is my basic shark friends, right? We can always add little more bits to it, but for the most part, this is pretty much what makes a shark a shark. Now, there is one other feature that's inside the shark that's really hard to draw, but it's kind of cool because you and I both have it. Any guesses to what that might be? What our shark's bones are actually made out of? Because they're not hard like our bones, right? If we go on ahead and we try to move this part of our arm, it's pretty much one thing, right? It moves all by doesn't move all by itself, but it moves as one part, right? But there's parts on us that we can move and make it a little bit more wiggly, like our nose or our ears. And so our nose and our ears are very special because they're made out of something called cartilage. That's just a bendy, flexible material that's for our nose and for our ears and what the bones of our shark is made out of, which makes them really bendy and flexible and kind of light too, which is really kind of cool. Look at these bamboo sharks go! Do you know these are full grown? Isn't that incredible? Yeah, I know, right? So sharks, when we think about them, we might think of them as big animals, but believe it or not, with over 400 varieties, not all of them are very big. As a matter of fact, these bamboo sharks are a little bit over 3 feet long. Yep. And the majority of our sharks, if I'm not mistaken, are also about that size. So they're fairly small. If you're like, Jen, I'm not sure what 3 feet looks like, you can go on ahead and hold your hands up in the air and make like a V shape, and then put that V directly in front of you, and that is about 3 feet. Yeah, so you can see about how long that bamboo shark is, right? That V, put it down, and then that's about the size of that bamboo shark. Now, friends, just to give you an idea of scale, though, here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, within our Shark Lagoon, as a matter of fact, we have black tip reef sharks. We may have some gray tip reef sharks too, which I think are about the same size, right, Soraya? Thereabouts? Yeah, so here's a nice picture of our black tip reef shark. And friends, this one is about double the size of our bamboo sharks. So if you imagine that bamboo shark is about this long, right? If you happen to have a friend with you that also wants to make a V, then you two can combine and stand right next to each other. And that is about the size of a black tip reef shark. It's about 10 feet or so. Ah, look at this beautiful shark. I also like its expression. All right, but friends, sharks, of course, can get even bigger. So let's see if Soraya can grab us a sand tiger shark picture. They have incredible teeth, which we'll talk about later. Here we go. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite toothy grins of all time is our sand tiger shark right here. So our sand tiger shark is about 10 feet long. I realized I think I may have said the black tip was 10. It is 6 feet long. But our sand tiger shark is about 10 to 11 feet long. So that's next up in how big it might be. So if you want to do a V again and have 3 people all next to each other, that's going to be the size of our sand tiger shark. But my friends, do you think sharks can get even bigger than 10 feet? Yeah, they definitely can. As a matter of fact, next shark size up would be a great white or a white shark. So the toothy grin that we saw right here, right? These animals can get double the size of our sand tiger shark, so up to 22 feet long. That is a really big shark. My goodness, look at her in all of her glory. I'm sure you can imagine the back end right there. But yeah, she is incredible, right? So pretty neat to be able to see our white shark right here. All right, but friends, do you think sharks can get even bigger? What do we think? Could they get even bigger? If you said yes, you are right. They actually can. Whale sharks can actually grow up to 50 feet long. I'm going to step out of the way because this shark is so big. 50 feet. That's the size of a school bus. So there we go. There we have it. A whale shark. So big. So beautiful, too. I love the pattern on it. Do you see all those polka dots, my friends? Yeah. Wow. Some really big dots. Some really small dots. Oh my goodness. Do you see the scuba diver that's also next to the shark? There's 2 of them. Oh, right over here. Wow, let's look at that one more time. That's so cool. So this is probably a scuba diver looking from up top on the whale. Wow. So beautiful. But did you see how small those scuba divers were compared to the shark? Oh my goodness. That shark is huge. Now what's fun is that shark also eats the smallest teeny tiny plants and animals in the ocean. So even though it is the biggest, it eats the smallest thing. It just opens up its mouth and just goes, ah. And it's able to eat food, plankton, that just is able to grab from the water. Ah. Pretty fun stuff. And look, there's some fish that are going for a ride too. It's almost like it's a bus. Incredible. All right, friends. So far we've had a chance to be able to compare a lot of different things about sharks, right? The different body parts on our sharks. We've also had a chance to be able to look and see several different types of sharks so far, right? A lot of them are different shapes. A lot of them are different colors, have really fun patterns on them. We've also had a chance to explore a lot of different sizes of these sharks too. But one thing that I've talked about a handful of times that I know that many people think about when they think about sharks are their teeth, right? So let's go on ahead and explore some teeth with our docu camera. I'm going to take my beautiful drawing off here and let's go on ahead and explore maybe one jaw that we have right here. So, friends, just to give you an idea, that's my hand. It's not huge, and I'll even pull it up to show you. Da da da. So this little jaw right here actually belongs to a zebra shark. Da da da. So this animal right here, zebra sharks can get up to about 10-ish feet long, so about the same size as our sand tiger shark. And they're the ones that were resting on the floor of Shark Lagoon. The one that had that cute little teeny tiny smile. Because guess what? Its mouth was kind of teeny tiny too. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Soraya. You can see it right there. It's still kind of hanging out. These sharks love to just lay on the bottom of the floor of the ocean, and that's totally fine. Their bodies are actually kind of built for that because of how flat they can go on ahead and lay down on the bottom, right? So it's really cool. So you can see their little mouth right there. And let's go on ahead and explore the teeth inside of this shark. All right, so here we have it. And I'm going to zoom in so we could see those teeth that much better. Oh, give it time to focus. We're going to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Oh my goodness, friends. What do you notice about our teeth? We'd love to hear from you if you want to tell us some of the things that you notice. I know that I see that there are lots of teeth, right? There's lots of rows and rows and rows of teeth. There are so many on this shark right here. Wow. Did you expect to see all these different rows of teeth? Wow. Pretty cool, huh? What else do you notice about these teeth? I know for me, some things I notice about them are the shape of them. Do you notice a lot of pointy triangles? I do too, right? So they're really kind of unique in their shape. It's like a smaller point here, a bigger point right there, bigger triangle, then another smaller triangle. Wow, what unique teeth, right? Now, it looks like these teeth all the way wrap around to the back. So let's see if I can show the back of the teeth back of the jaw so you can see. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because it gets tricky. There we go. And I'm going to hold on to it so you can see the back side. So that's even more teeth right there. Let me see if I can zoom in even more. All right, so there we go. This is just a little part, and you can still see even more and more and more teeth. Oh, that's about where it ends. But you can see it continues from here all the way over to that front again. Wow. So that's so many teeth, right, on our shark right there. Now, if we go on ahead and we touch it, it's actually not very pointy. It doesn't feel very sharp. It almost feels a little bit like Velcro. So it doesn't feel just a little bit rough. Now, what's really cool is that shark scientists can get an idea of what different animals can eat, especially sharks can eat, by looking at their teeth. They can look at shark sizes or the size of the teeth. We could also look at the shape of the teeth too, how many teeth there are, how close they are together, to really get an idea of what the shark eats. And in this case, this shark, by living on the bottom of the ocean, loves to eat a lot of smaller things. So maybe like small fish that like to hide underneath the sand, maybe some shrimp or crabs that also live down there, right? So kind of the smaller things because it is a smaller jaw. And then it also goes on ahead and they have really teeny tiny teeth. So that's just going to help them kind of grab things and maybe crunch a little bit too. All right. Shall we look at another shark's teeth? Yeah. All right, friends. Now, let's go on ahead and let's look at a white shark. Now, we don't have those in Shark Lagoon, but we definitely have them off of our California coast. So here is kind of like a baby or a teenager white shark. So that's the jaw size of it. Adults are much bigger, but this is one that we happen to have at the moment. And this is about the size of it. And I can go on ahead and show you one particular tooth to give you an idea of what that kind of looks like. Oh, sorry, wrong one. This one right here. Ta-da! There you go. They look very similar, but the teeth actually look quite different. All right, so if we actually go on ahead and we look at these teeth right here, this is again that white shark. Let's zoom on in. Ta-da-da. Gets kind of tricky to see, I think, with this one because of the size of it. Having a hard time here. Here we can actually see the back of it. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And there are actually more rows of teeth back here. Oops, that's a little blurry too. Let's see if we can focus that better. There we go. So we have few rows all down here. Sorry about the lighting, friends. But let me go on ahead and show you a close-up version of one of the teeth of an adult white shark. So just to give you an idea, this is me holding it. This is me with my hand. And so let's go on ahead and zoom on in on one of these teeth. There we go. All right, so here we have the tooth. And I'm going to zoom in even more. Focus on the top right there. You might get a chance to see it even better on this side. Yeah. Okay. So, friends, if you go on ahead and we're just looking at one tooth for our white shark here, what do you notice on our tooth? Definitely the shape of a triangle, right? But does anything else kind of stand out to you? Well, to me, it looks like very much a regular triangle, right, with the shape. But do you notice that the tooth has kind of like little wavy parts right here? And then little wavy parts down here too? Right? Any guesses to why it might be so wavy? Well, if you had to think about what kind of food it eats, yeah, it probably eats a different kind of food that needs little wavy parts to its teeth. Now, this actually can look a lot like a butter knife that you might have at home. And these knives are really great at cutting things. And so this tooth is really great at chomping into its food. A lot of times it will eat like seals or sea lions as its favorite food. And so the shape of its tooth is actually really helpful. All right, friends. Now, we've had a chance to talk a little bit about shark teeth, and we looked at one shark that actually lived at the bottom, right, of our shark. Oh, she moved. One shark at the very bottom. Maybe she's swimming around. Let's see. Where is our zebra shark? Well, I don't see her right now, but I'm sure she's around. But that zebra shark likes to be at the very bottom, right? And so it likes to eat things that are also on the bottom or in the sandy areas. Now, our white shark, on the other hand, that one loves to be able to kind of live in what we like to call the open ocean, meaning where everywhere is just blue, right? There aren't any corals or anything around it very much, really, that it likes to hang out in. And so these are just two sharks. But the fun thing about sharks is that sharks live everywhere. Sharks can go on ahead and live in kelp forests that we have off of our coast. Sharks can live, again, at the bottom of the ocean. Sharks can live all over the place, and they all look so very different with their different patterns, their different shapes, their different sizes. But one thing that's the same for all sharks is that they are all so very important no matter where they live. And that is because sharks will go on ahead and eat all the sick fish. And so without the sharks, then more fish would get sick. And then there'd be a lot less fish, a lot less healthy fish out in the ocean. So all of our sharks here are really great at helping the rest of the fish stay healthy. They just eat a lot of times the sick ones, and then they're able to leave the rest to be nice and healthy. So sharks are super important in our ocean, and there's so many different fun types, which makes them so fun to be able to explore. Well, friends, thank you so very much for joining us and talking all about sharks today. If you have any other questions, you're like, oh, Jen, I just want to ask about potato sharks. There are no such things that I know of yet. Lemon sharks, yes. You can always go on ahead and email us at live@lbaop.org. Thank you so very much for joining us. We do have 2 more classes today. We have a octopus class, Ask a Scientist Octopus, at 2 o'clock. So you're welcome to join us then. Send in your questions. We'd love to be able to answer them. And then we also have a crafting one, which will be really fun as well. That's going to be at 3 o'clock. So we'll keep the topic a surprise, but we'd love to see you then. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Stay safe, all. We'll see you next time. Bye.